Hello and welcome back. We're on question 30 now. Surely organic or natural food would be healthy for us. Well, I'll leave you to think about that one. Heroin and marijuana and all this stuff, they're natural and organic. These are just words that are used to sell products. It doesn't tell you what these things, what anything that's natural or organic is doing to your brain. So don't be misled by that one. And often these things cost more money too, for some unknown reason. They do less to them, I think, don't they? Put less treatment into them. They just sell them to you as they come out of the ground. They should be cheaper, in theory. Would a blood test show which food a person is intolerant to? No, it wouldn't. A blood test is testing for allergies, as we talked about earlier, for chemical reaction. It has nothing to do with food intolerance. Food intolerance occurs in the brain. It's electrical resistance in the brain. Would this computerized scanning help to cure conditions such as AIDS and cancer? Well, I've never tested anybody for that reason. I've tested people with cancer for other reasons, headaches and eczemas and things. And I have letters from people saying thank you, how wonderful they feel after the test, and how the brain must be running the body better because they get better from their eczemas and so on. So in theory it will be running the body better and be able to fight the cancers better, because as we talked about earlier, the brain controls the immune system. So it gives them better quality of life if nothing else. What about prescribed medication that people are on? Will it affect their scan results? And do they cease taking this when they have had their food intolerance test carried out? No, it won't affect the scan results, and no, they don't stop taking prescribed medication. You talk to your doctor about that one. It has nothing to do with me. If you've got to come to me with a migraine and some tablets that you've been taking for years, well, I'll fix the migraine. If you want to carry on taking the tablets, well, make your own mind up. We'll talk to your doctor. I don't tell you to stop taking any prescribed medication. Do you prescribe any medication? Me? No, I don't. I don't need it. Just take away the cause of the problem once you've found it, and you haven't got the problem. So what do you want medication for? Of any kind. I'm registered and licensed to make homeopathic remedies, but never had to. Just fix the problem. You haven't got a problem. And even if the medication was prescribed, it doesn't work anyway, because people out there like yourselves are been on stuff for years. It's not working, is it? So when's it going to work? Interesting, huh? This scanning system of yours could save the NHS millions, if not billions of pounds each and every year. So why is it not being used in our hospitals by our GPs? Well, you've only got to look at my website to see that one. It's all over. There's a big report on that. It's also in my book. But to cut a long story short, yes, I've been in touch with Mr. Tony Blair and Prince Charles, and they've written back to me, and basically the bottom line is they're not interested. They're interested in making money on taxes, on drugs, the governments, all governments. They make a fortune on taxes on drugs. I can't think of any other reason why they wouldn't want this. And Prince Charles, well, he's president of the Foundation for Integrated Medicine, and you see this on my website. And they just messed me around and sent me from pillar to post, and it came out to be a total waste of time. They're just not interested in changing the system to help the people that are suffering. Tony Blair's reply from his office was, "Dear Mr. Keelty, the Prime Minister has asked me to thank you for your recent letter and enclosures." I sent him lots of information on my work. Mr. Blair received so many requests of this nature that he has reluctantly decided to lend his support in cases only where he has some close personal connection. So he only helps people that are close to him. Strange, isn't it? Mr. Tony Blair, Prime Minister, or ex-Prime Minister of England. Mr. Blair has asked me to send you his good wishes for the success of your project. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Blair. So millions of people in the UK have to continue to suffer, not just the UK, but all over the world, because I'm not a close personal friend of Tony Blair. Can you work that one out? Because I can't. Next question. If a patient wishes to see you, do they have to be referred by the doctor? No, they don't. It's a simple answer to that one. 37. Question 37. What do doctors and drug companies generally think of your work? Good question. I've met an awful lot of them. I've treated doctors all over the world for health problems, and I've treated directors of drug companies, the biggest in the world, the biggest drug company in the world, and 2 or 3 of them that top the list. They send me their patients, their people from health departments, and all that. They love it, but they're not going to tell you about it for obvious reasons. They're in business to sell your products. I understand that you've carried out clinical trials for the Migraine Association, and that you give talks on your work to groups of people such as the UK Eczema Association and the Women's Institute. Yes, I do. And I didn't get slow hand clapped when I gave a talk to the Women's Institute, like Mr. Blair did. Interesting. They love it. It's very interesting stuff. But the trouble is that the more I show success with the work that I do, such as the migraine and the eczemas and so on, the less these organisations want to know, because I guess it would ruin their business if somebody came along with a computer and started curing all their members. I can't think of another reason for them not to want to know and not want to help their membership. So I'll leave you to think about that one. But again, it's all in my book. Check it out. No, there's an awful lot of stuff going on here that people don't know about, and it's wrong. Why should you carry on with migraines and eczemas when they're so simple to cure? But nobody wants you to know about it. I see here that you treat professional sportsmen and women. How does this help them? Well, I've scanned Chelsea Football Club. I've scanned all sorts of top names in sport, in snooker, in tennis, in many fields of sport, because they get to the top and they want to stay at the top. And I can give them that edge. Everybody's an individual. Whether they play in a team or anything else, they're individuals. A football team is made up of 11 individuals, and when you get them all working together at their peak, in each and every case, they're all different. The brains are different, but you get 11 brains working to their maximum output. You get a team that can play serious sport, whether it be football or anything else, and they're one step ahead of the opposition, and that can make a big difference, as you're well aware. You also scan racehorses, I believe. Yes, I do. I've dabbled in a few racehorses. I've scanned about 10 or so. I made a special bit that goes in their mouth, and I can pick up the nervous system through that. They don't feel anything. They stand in a box, and I'm in a box next door. They're very calm. But I can monitor the horse's brain. And where racehorses are concerned, of course, that can make a hell of a difference. It only needs to be oats or tomato or carrots or something that they're having on a daily basis to send their brain crazy, and they won't run so well. Even though they win the races, in most cases, they could and will run better. They have done, and the ones I've tested have anyway. It can make a big difference to their time, just like it does to any human being. Their energy level goes through the roof, and so does their concentration, and this applies to an animal just the same. So if any of you out there have got any horses you want to check out and let me come and have a look at, please let me know, because I'm not doing a lot of it at the moment, but I wouldn't mind doing a bit more. It's quite fun, and I do love horses. I do like riding horses too. I know that your work takes you to many countries, and I understand that you have a clinic in Harley Street, London, and that you also work in the Middle East and Spain. Yes, I travel a lot. I don't have a particular clinic anywhere now because I'm so much in demand around the world. And like 99% of people in Harley Street, nobody owns anything. They rent the clinic on a daily or a weekly or a monthly basis, as and when they need it. So don't let anybody fool you into thinking that they have a clinic in Harley Street. But there will be some, but it won't be very many. But I travel a lot. I travel an awful lot. And the best way to get hold of me is through my website and through my email, or through the internet. When patients leave your clinic the following day, do they have all the information they need? When patients leave your clinic following a scan, do they have all the information they need to recover, or do they have to wait for it to be sent on? No, you have it in your hand. You know exactly what you've got to do. And lastly, if people need further help or advice in the weeks and months following a scan, is this available to them? Yes, it is. The job's not done until you get better, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm always only ever a phone call or an email away. There you go, we're running short of time. That's 40 questions and answers. Hopefully they've helped you to understand what I do at HealthScan. All the very best now. Bye-bye.